कस्तूरी तिलकं ललाटपटले वक्षस्थले कौस्तुभम् नासाग्रे वर्मौक्तिकं करतले वेणुकरे कङ्कणम् सर्वाङ्गे हरिचन्दनं सुललितम् कंठे च मुक्तावली गोपास्त्री परिवेष्टितो विजयते गोपालचूरामणि वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दम् कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरु साक्षात् परब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः. We are reading from Srimad Bhagavad Mahapuran and we are in the 10th canto. Today we shall take up the chapter number 38, which is the journey of Akrurji to Braj. In the earlier episodes, we have learnt that Kans has come to know that Sri Krishna is still very much alive and kicking. Naradji has done the job, and now there are plans to kill Kans, kill Krishna, and Akrurji has been assigned the task to invite Krishna and Balram to Mathura. And in the previous episodes, we learned how Aristasur was killed and how Kans plans to send Akrurji to Braj to invite Shri Krishna and Balram. And then we learnt about the killing of Keshi and Vyomasur. And there were glorifications by Naradji. And today, let us take up this chapter 28. In our USA program today, we learned some very essential knowledge that the Vedic literature is very complex. As we understand, Vedas have 100,000 mantras, and out of the 100,000 mantras, 80,000 mantras are only for Karm Kand. So there is such an elaborate description of the Karm Kand, the ritualistic dharma, and only 20,000 mantras are left for Gyan and Bhakti, and out of that, only 16,000 mantras are there for Bhakti, 4,000 for Gyan. So, Karm Kand is very complex and detailed and elaborate in Vedic literature, and most of us are caught into that. We are missing the essential knowledge and caught into the Karm Kand. So much of efforts in yagyas and austerities and fasting and different methods, Sandhya Vandan, and different ceremonies. But is that the essence of the Vedic knowledge? The essence of Vedic knowledge can only be learned from the bona fide spiritual master. That's what Sri Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita in the chapter 4, shloka number 47. Tadviddhi pranipatena 437. Tadviddhi pranipatena pariprashnena shevaya updekshyanti te jnanam jnaninas tattvadarshibhi. One has to approach a spiritual master who is Brahmanist and Shrotriyam, means he has the complete prerequisites to be a spiritual master, and only by surrendering to his feet, lotus feet, we can expect to get this knowledge. Otherwise, the Vedic knowledge is very complex. There is Sankhya Yoga, there is Karma Yoga, there is Jnana Yoga, there are chapters on sannyas, there is the set of 6 schools of philosophy, Shat Darshan, by Jamini. There is the Darshan on Mimamsa by Kanad. There is Darshan on Vaiseshik by Gautam Rishi. There is Darshan on Nyay by Patanjali. There is Darshan on Yog by Ved Vyas. There is Darshan on Vedant, and by Kapil Muni there is Darshan on Sankhya. And these 6 schools of philosophies, predominantly they are talking about Anishwarvad, means they are not talking about a supreme personality or personal entity who we need to worship. Some end up with Prakriti and some end up with some other elements. There is not the mention that one has to surrender to a supreme person, and then only we can attain the final goal of the human life. So suffice to say that the Vedic knowledge is very complex, and that is why Sri Maharaj our Gurudev, talked about the essence of the knowledge. For example, he composed the Radha Govind Geet, Hari Guru Bhajunit Govind Radhe Bhav Nishkam Ananya Banade. And in these 2 lines, he says that the entire essence of the Vedic knowledge has been captured. If we just remember these 2 lines, Hari Guru Bhaju Nit Govind Radhe Bhav Nishkam Ananya Banade. Our devotion has to be accompanied with Ananyata, Nishkamata, and Apratihata. Means it should be uninterrupted, it should be exclusive, and it should be without selfish motivation. And then if we do bhakti, we will attain everything. Similarly, I was quoting a reel which captures Maharaj's words, and it says, every morning when we get up, if we remember these 4 sets of knowledge, we would have implemented all the requirements of the Vedic knowledge. And what are the 4 sets of knowledge? Number 1 is that we have to take the name of the supreme entity. We have to take the name of Radha with every breath. Number 2, we have to consider ourselves low and fallen. We always have to have that humility, that we are yet to progress. We have so much of deficiencies. We are fallen. We are sinful. Number 3, we are very cautious in not hurting anyone, either by bodily gestures or by actions or by words or by thoughts. And number 4, even if we are insulted, we don't have to harbor a negative feeling towards the person who caused us the insult. Because if we bring the negativity, then our sadhana gets impaired, and challenged. So what I'm trying to say, that Sri Maharaji has made things so much easy for us, and he tells us you don't have to get daunted and intimidated by this vast knowledge. Just develop bhakti, and the attempt to grasp the knowledge of Srimad Bhagavad Mahapuran is a similar attempt, because this is the highest Vedic scripture and it talks about Bhakti Marg as the highest, most potent route. So, with that background, we will now sing a bhajan and then we will read the slides on the chapter 38. So, over to Sri Vijay.
O ever youthful and loving Radharani, O personification of intimate divine bliss, please bless me with a drop of your grace. O Radhe, I am totally undeserving, destitute, and you are the boundless ocean of love and kindness. Leaving you, on whose door shall I knock for help? Who else will look towards his humble and destitute souls? Oh, Kishoriji, I never get tired of committing sins. Just like a pig in the slums, I am wandering in this world trying to gratify my senses. Oh, Radharani, look at your own glory. Please forcibly make me your own. Who else besides you can come to my rescue? Oh, Radhe, whether I am good or bad, I am yours. You are my one and only well-wisher. Oh, darling daughter of Vishwanu, this crown jewel of sinners is surrendering to you. Please take care of me. Um,
There are only two slides, right?
yeah, two slides.
Okay, okay. So, I'll sing the couplets. There
Wait,
is a
I
third.
think there's third one here.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, Radha Rani, please give me the arms of divine selfless love of gopis by any means. Please make me your own, so that immersed in the love for you, I may spend my life singing your glories and virtues with tearful eyes. O Kishoriji, having received your love, I will wander in the lanes of Braj like a madman, completely engrossed in your loving bliss. Says Shri Kripaluji Maharaj, O Radhe, when will I gaze at my Swamini who is more beautiful than beauty itself, and whose gait is like that of an intoxicated elephant? Radha.
Radhe Radhe. So I'll sing a few lines and then I will hand over to you all. Whoever wishes to sing, please raise your hands. So, Saras Kishori Vayas Kitori Rati Ras Bhori Jai Kripa की को राधे की जय कृपा की को सरस किशोरी बयस की ठोरी रति रस बोरी जय कृपा की को राधे की जय कृपा की को
Sarasa
साधन हीन. You can sing after a few stanzas by me.
Okay, just let me.
साधनहीन दीन मैं राधे तुम करुणामयी प्रेम अगाधे साधनहीन राधे तुम करुणामयी प्रेम अगाधे काके द्वारे जाए पुकारे कौन निहारे दीन दुखी की राधे दीन दुखी की सरस किशोरी वयस की ठोरी प्लीज स्क्रॉल रति रस बोरी कीजे कृपा की करत अगन नहीं ने कुअघाऊ भरत उदर जेवो शुकर धाऊ करत अघन ने कुअघाऊ भरत उदर ज्यों शुकर ध्याऊ भरत उदर ज्यों शुकर धाऊ करी बर जोरी लखी निज ओरी तुम बिनु मोरी कौन सुधारे डो राधे कौन सुधारे डो सरस किशोरी बयस की ठोरी रति रस बोरी कीजे कृपा कियो राधे कीजे कृपा कियो yes please
Can you just help me out with the tune, please, in the beginning?
okay भलो बुरो ऐसो भार भूतिहारो तुम भी
कौन तू हमारो भलो बुरो जैसो तिहारो तुम बिनु कौन तू हमारो भानु दुलारी तुझीलो हमारी शरण तिहारी ओ पतितन सिरमो सिराधे ओ पतितन सिरमो
सरस किशोरी रति
रस भोरी
वयस
की ठोरी
कीजे
कीजे कृपा कियो गोपी प्रेम की अपनो कर लीजे गोपी प्रेम की
की
दीक्षा दीजे
कैसे
कैसे हूँ मोहिनी
अपनों
अपनो
कर
कर
लीजिए
लीजे तव गुण गावत
गावत
दिवस
दिवस
बितात
बितावन
दृगज
दृगजरिया
लीलावत वहु प्रेम
प्रेम विभोर
श्री
राधे
राधे
वही
वहु
हो प्रेम
प्रेम
विभोर
विभोर
सरस
रस
किशोरी
किशोरी रति
बयस
रस
की
की
थोरी
थोरी
रति रस
रस
बोरी
बोरी
कीजे
कीजे
कृपा
कृपा
कियो
कियो श्री
श्री विजय
राधे
पायो
पायतिहार
तिहारो
प्रेम
प्रेम किशोरी
किशोरी
छके
छाके
के
प्रेम रस
ब्रज
ब्रज की खोरी पाये
तिहारो
तिहारो
प्रेम
प्रेम
किशोरी
किशोरी
छके
झाके प्रेम
प्रेम
रस ब्रज की
की
खोरी
गति
गति
गजगामिनी
गामिनी
छवि
छवि
अभिरामिनी
अभिरामिनी लखी
लखीनी स्वामिनी
स्वामिनी
बने
बने कृपा
कृपालु
लुचको गति गज गामिनी छवि अभिरामिनी लखी निज स्वामिनी बने कृपालु चको राधे बने कृपालु चको सरस किशोरी बयस किठोरी रति रस भोरी की जय कृपा की घोर राधे की जय कृपा की घोर बोलिए श्रीमद सदगुरु सरकार
कार
की
की
जय।
जय
श्रीमद युगल सरकार की
जय
जय। जय जय श्री राधे जय जय श्री राधे जय जय श्री राधे। Our koti koti pranam to the lotus feet of Sri Hari and Sri Guru. Our koti koti pranam to Swami Mukundanand ji. My humble pranam to each one of you. And now we shall read from the chapter 38, Akrurji's arrival in Braj in Canto 10, slide number 1. Following King Kansa's instructions, the next day morning, the chosen fortunate one, Akrur, proceeded to Nand's Braj on his chariot from Mathura. Tremendously excited and with increasing anticipation, Akrur's happiness and devotion too escalated. He thought to himself on the way, what could be the good deeds, austerities, pious acts done by me that I have got this opportunity to meet the Supreme Lord Sri Krishna? When great scholars and wise men yearn for the Lord's darshan, how did a materialistic person like me get this fortune, similar to an unlucky person getting something forbidden for him? Oh, it should be no wonder when at times even a straw floating in water could get the chance to touch the shore and stay there. Similarly, with the Lord's grace, some materialistic souls get fortunate to cross over the ocean of material life and bondage. And I too, only due to the Lord's grace, am destined to achieve my life's ultimate goal, destroying my sins. Beholding and bowing to the Supreme Lord Shri Krishna's lotus feet, I am so gratefully blessed. Where otherwise yogis have spent lifetimes meditating and yearning for the same. And though I am going as the cruel Kansa's messenger, it is actually a great favor bestowed as a grace to me. In the picture, we see the Lord playing on his flute, and the cows are all in ecstasy listening to the flute. And in the slide, we read about the sentiments of Sri Akrur, who considers himself very lovely, materialistic, and he is just amazed at the fortune that he has got. So let's read what happens in the next slide. Meditating on his shining spherical toenails, spreading knowledge with its effulgence, dispelling ignorance, many a sage has attained the divine. Lord Brahma, Lord Shiv, Indradev, who worship the Lord's feet, and Devi Shri herself, who is in constant service of those feet, also have devotees and sages meditating on it, with which the Lord now wanders all over, grazing the cattle with his Gopa friends. Those feet resting on the bosom of the gopis are tinged red with the saffron from the gopis. The enchanting Lord, with his shining cheeks, nose, soft smile playing on his lips, loving soft glances from lotus like eyes, and curly locks dancing about his face, will definitely be seen by me as being indicated by these auspicious omen of deers overtaking me from my right, and then my life's goal will be achieved. It is the Lord Vishnu himself manifested in a human form to conduct his numerous leelas, uttering which wipes out sins of lifetimes. He remains the ultimate abode and source of blessedness, drenched in beauty all over. And seeing him thus, my eyes too will achieve their prime goal. The Lord's Maya bewilders everyone, but he himself is aloof from it. No dualism, differentiation exists where he is and performs activities with his Yogmaya Shakti in Vrindavan. A person singing his glories gets all his sins wiped out and is rejuvenated with a spiritual energy, sanctifying everything pure. Any person who does not rejoice singing his glories and leelas is like a decorated corpse living meaninglessly as if dead. So, very important messages being re-emphasized that the power of singing the name of the Lord is so potent that it can wipe out the sins committed by the jeev without any doubt. And that is why Sri Maharaji kept telling us that do not consider the difference between the Lord and his name, the Lord and his leelas, the Lord and his abodes, the Lord and his people, the Lord and his everything. So, Nam, Roop, Leela, Gun, Dham, they are all Sri Krishna. So, whether we are rejoicing the Leelas or whether we are worshipping the lotus feet of Sri Krishna, the effect is the same. And also, the Lord is seated in his name. That is not true with the material names, but just by chanting the name lovingly, the Lord is very much there before us. So Sri Maharaji says Gopi knew this very well and they implemented it. So whatever actions they were performing, they were remembering Sri Krishna all the while, and they achieved the highest, even though they were not literate or they were not so scholarly. So that's the essence we see another beautiful picture of Sri Krishna Tribhangi Lal bent at the knee, at the feet, and at the his mukut is also crooked. So now let us move to the third slide. Meditating on his to protect Dharma, the magnificent Lord is now in Braj, purifying all the three worlds, with the Devtas extolling him always, and I shall get to behold the singular final refuge of all. I am seeing only auspicious signs all over from morning, so I am definite to get darshan of my Lord. Beholding them first, I shall bow low to both elder brother Balram and Krishna, offering my prayers at their feet, which is so devoutly sought by yogis, rishis, and munis. I shall also greet their blessed Gopa friends and the Brajvasis too. When the brothers will bless me with their soft hands, my luck and fortune will touch its zenith. Many people have discarded their fear of transmigration by being so blessed. Kaushik, a former Indra, and King Bali have offered their all to the Lord and have then gained the position and designation as Indra. The Lord's soft palms, spreading the fragrance of a full bloomed lotus, have rejuvenated the gopis during the Ras Leela. As my inner controller, the Lord surely knows my intention despite being sent by his enemy, Kans. Sorry. Beholding and humbly worshipping my cherished deity, my past sins and a stockpile of karmas will get burned. As a family member and well wisher, the Lord is sure to accept me, which will purify my very existence and identity, with nothing else left than to achieve, having attained the ultimate goal of a soul, lovingly addressing me as Uncle Akrur, I will then be liberated. Vested is a life if not accepted as his own by Krishna. So amazing glories sung by Akrur ji. I am reminded of poet Ras Khan, who composed such immortal verses in glorifying the Lord. शेष महेश गणेश सुरेश शेष गणेश महेश दिनेश सुरेश ही जाहि निरंतर ध्यावे जाहि अनादि अनंत अखंड अछेद अभेद सुवेद बतावे नारद से नारद ते सुख व्यास रची पचि ताहु पुनि पार न पावे ताही अहीर की छोहरियां छछिया भरी छाछ पे नाच नचावे मानुस हो तो वही रस खान बसों ब्रज गोकुल गाँव के ग्वारन जो पशु हो तो बसेरो करो. So such amazing glories have been sung by the devotees, by the devout persons, and I just couldn't help myself recalling the Raskhan's poetry, which says that the Lord is forever looking for loving devotion, not a scholarly knowledge, not a strengths or opulences, just the sentiments in the heart, whether we acknowledge that this is our Supreme Father, this is our Supreme Mother, this is our Supreme Friend, and then we render the loving service. And the gopis did that, Tahi Ahira ki Chohariya. So the Lord danced just for a little bit of buttermilk and a little bit of curd, yogurt, and butter. So they could make the Lord dance, which the great scholars and the great personalities also couldn't do. So coming back to this chapter, let's move on to the next slide. So I'll hand over to Shri Vijay and he can read
Yeah,
and others can also read. Yeah.
yeah. I'll probably read this, and then anybody else, if they want to read, they can raise their hand. The Lord Himself, having no desires and expectations, treats everyone as equal, but still grants wishes of His devotees who revere Him, reciprocating their devotion, just like a thoughts or wish under the Kalpavriksha tree is surely granted. Subsequent to that, I will be then fortunate to view their abode in Nanda's palace. Thinking with these sublime and pleasant thoughts, the son of Swabhalk Akrur proceeded further. O Parikshit, it was nearing sunset when Akrur reached Braj. The Lord's footprints, which is worshipped by everyone in all the three worlds, was then beheld by Akrur in the soil of Braj. Es- Ecstatic on seeing the footprints, jumping off the chariot, Akrur, shedding tears of joy, rolled himself all over the soil, experiencing bliss. Dear Parikshit, this is how souls suffering the bonds of material life till now ecstatically sheds off his material bondage of fear, grief, worry, etc. by singing his glories, reciting the leelas of the Lord, which is displayed and actually felt by Akrur. From the time he received the orders from Kans, arriving into Braj, the blessed Akrur saw both the divine brothers, mere lads at the threshold of their youth. Among the cows in the cowshed, the dark-hued Krishna in Pitambari silks and the fair Balram in blue garments. Their eyes were resembling the autumnal hue of the lotus. The two divine brothers had the most majestic and charming looks, with knee-length arms, perfectly aligned body, and gait or grace of an elephant. With their footprints of lotus, Dhwaj, gourd, barley, corn, etc., further beautifying the soil earth. Radhe. Anybody else who wants to read, they can raise their hand. Shilarati. Mayadi.
So this slide, the Lord himself doesn't have any desires and expectations, and he treats everyone as equal. In Bhagavad Gita, he says, Samoham sarva bhuteshu name dveshyo asti na priyaha te bhajante mam bhaktya mayite teshu chapmeham. That I'm equal to everyone. I don't differentiate, I don't discriminate. But those who come to me, who take shelter of me, I become their friends. Same point he is talking. And also, he uh, is like a kalpavriksha tree for those who render devotion to the Lord and go under his shelter. So Akrurji is thinking about all these. He is the son of Falak. He proceeds, and now it is nearing sunset when Akrurji reached Braj. The Lord's footprints are there, and that is seen by Akrurji, and he is becoming ecstatic on seeing those footprints, and he jumps off the chariot, sheds tears of joy, and rolls himself all over the soil. And then Shukdev ji is explaining to Parikshit that this is how the soul suffering the bonds of material life, they shed off just once. They shed off their material bondage of fear, grief, worry, etc. So let us move on to the next slide. Radhe Radhe.
Radhe Radhe Bhaiya.
Radhe. Go ahead.
Their looks and very presence was radiating charm and compassion. Refreshed after the day's activity, doused in sandal paste and wearing sparkling ornaments, both wore fresh garlands of Vajanti Mala. Akrur saw the Supreme Lord Krishna along with Balram in all their opulences manifested for the welfare of the souls, dispelling the darkness all over. shining like two mountains of gold and silver, studded with gems and jewels. Mesmerized with this divine sight, Akrur jumped off the chariot and lay Dandavat before them. O Parikshit, Akrur's eyes filled with tears, experiencing goosebumps, horripilation. His voice choked in bliss. He was speechless. Perceiving his mental state, Lord Krishna, with his soft hands, lifted Akrur gently up and hugged him. Lord Balram too then hugged the humble Akrur, and then with both the brothers catching his hand on either side, ushered Akrur inside their residence, seating him with respect, offering him madhupark, honey and curd, etc. Krishna coded gracious hospitality to Akrur, gifting the guest with a cow. Krishna then kneaded Akrur's tired feet and served him delicious pure food. Lord Balram lovingly provided mouth freshness of betel, cardamoms after the meals. After having their meals, when everybody had settled down and querying the general well-being of each other, Nandaraj politely inquired with Akrur, "How are you all residents passing your day under the rule of cruel Kans? It must be terrifying, feeling like a sheep getting ready to be slaughtered. The evil ruler, who did not spare his own sister's young babies. One can only guess the plight of the residents." Having these polite conversations, Akrur felt rejuvenated, forgetting his weariness. Oh, Parikshit.
Radhe Radhe. So, very beautiful descriptions how Akrurji is received by Lord Krishna and Balram, and how he is embraced, and then he is offered the seat and Madhur Park, which is a concoction of honey and curd, and the kind of gracious hospitality he receives from Krishna. And also he gifts the guest with a cow, and Krishna kneads Akrur's tired feet and serves him delicious pure food. And Lord Balram provides mouth freshness of betel cardamom after the meals. So very beautiful description. And let's move on to the next. So this is a verse. Apyadya Vishnor Bharavatārāya Bhuvo Nijechaya Lavanyadhamno Bhavito Palambanam Mahyam Nanasyat Palamanjasadrisha. If there comes about today a meeting with Lord Vishnu, the home of loveliness, who has of his own free will assumed a human semblance for relieving the burden of the earth, there is no denying the fact that my eyes will have easily attained the fruit of their existence. So the darshan of the Lord is the highest accomplishment for the soul, and that is what is being described in this Bhagavad verse 10:38:10. Let's move on to the next. Arishte nihate daitye krishnadbhuta karmana kansa yatha bhagavan narado deva darshana. Ariste nihate daitye krishne nadbhuta karmana kansa yatha bhagavan narado deva darshana. The Lord will place on my head, when I am fallen at the soles of his feet, his own lotus-like palm that has given assurances of safety to men terrified by the speed of the serpent of time and seeking shelter at his feet. So one of the fears that the souls we have is called abhinivesh, the fear of death. And the fear of death is there because we believe in the identity with the body. The day we understand that we are not the body, we are the soul, the body is a temporary attachment to the soul, then our fear of death vanishes. We have taken infinite lives, we have gone through all the 8.4 million species, we have had infinite mothers, fathers, and relatives and friends in the past in different times, and this cycle of transmigration will continue until we attain God realization. So the fear of death is completely gone when we have surrendered to the Lord, having understood that we are the soul and not the body, and the soul is immortal. Let's move on to the next. देहं भृतामियानर्थो हित्वा दम्भं भियं शुचं सन्देशाद्यो हरे लिङ्गद् दर्शन श्रवणादिभिः. This much is the end to be attained by those invested with a body, namely that, giving up hypocrisy, fear, and worry, they should cultivate through the sight of Sri Hari's images, the hearing of his praises, and so on, that ecstatic mood which was felt by Akrur from the time he received the mandate from Kans. So Akrurji's ecstasy by having the darshan of Sri Krishna and Sri Balram has been very beautifully elaborated in this particular episode, and we may not have had the darshan of the Lord currently, but then we have the deities at home, and if we can fill the sentiments in our mind, then we also become ecstatic seeing the deities, seeing the Lord in the form of the deities. And talking about the deities, we were going through the 11th canto, 30 28th chapter, 27th chapter yesterday, and in the 12th or 13th verse there is a very prominent shloka which says Shaili Darumai Lohi Lekhya Lepya Chasakati Manomayi Manimayi Pratima Astavidha Smrita. This is one of Maharaj's very prominent shlokas. He always talked about it. Shri Krishna explains to Uddhavji when he is teaching him the method of worship, how the worship of the deity is to be performed. There are three methods: Tantric, Vedic, and mixed. So, in that description, he says there are 8 types of statues: the Murti, the Vigra, Shali made from a stone, Darumai made from wood, then Lohi made from metal, Lekhya by sketching, Lepya by painting, Chasakati made from the sand or the mud. And next to Manomai Manimai, made in the mind. One can make the deity in the mind and worship. And Manimai is made from the jewels and the gems. So these are the 8 types of deities one can install in one's house, and then that serves as a temple, and we can get ourselves in ecstasy just by worshipping that deity. So let us move on to the next slide. एकदा क्रीडना एकदा क्रीडमानस मानस्ते रामाद्या गोपदारका कृष्णो मृदं भक्षित वानिति मात्रे नयवेदयन. They were the two foremost and most ancient persons that causes as well as the rulers of the universe descended for the sake of the world in their all blissful essence as Balram and Keshav. Right. So how much ever we can describe the appearances of Lord Shri Krishna and Lord Shri Balram, we will not have enough words to do that. So that is what is being described here. Let's see the next. And now we have the takeaways. So if anybody wishes to read, please do go ahead.
Shri.
Yeah, okay, Bhaiya, thank you. For the conditioned souls, the human body is most difficult to achieve and it can be lost at any moment. But I think that even those who have achieved human life rarely gain the association of pure devotees who are dear to the Lord of Vaikunt. Durlabho manusho deho dehinam shanbhangurah tatrapi durlabham manye Vaikuntha priyadarshanam. So, Bhaiya,
Radhe Radhe.
Radhe Radhe,
Yeah.
Bhaiya, I have a little question, please. It's
Yeah.
mainly for my personal knowledge. So, this is from Srimad Bhagavatam, 11th canto, 2nd chapter, 29th verse. So, how would you say it in Hindi? 11वां
11वां स्कंद
स्कंद,
दूसरा अध्याय,
अच्छा स्कंद,
11वां स्कंद
ठीक
दूसरा अध्याय और 29वां श्लोक.
ठीक है. Thank you, भैया.
जी,
राधे
जी.
राधे.
So thank you. So this particular takeaway slok is very prominent. One of Sri Maharaj's favorite. Durlabho manuso deho dehinam chana bhangurah tatrapi durlabham manye vaikuntha priya darshanam. So this appears in right at the beginning in the 11th canto, which is the conversation of Sri Krishna with Uddhav ji. But before the conversation of Sri Krishna begins with Uddhav ji, there is a conversation between Narad ji and Vasudev ji, the father of Sri Krishna. So Sri Narad ji has landed up in Vasudev ji's palace, and Vasudev ji is having this beautiful conversation after having rendered all hospitality and respect to Narad ji. And Vasudev ji is such an exalted personality, but he is saying that I have not performed enough devotion, and that is my lamentation. I regret that I have missed such a great opportunity. Though I am the father of Sri Krishna, but I have not been a good devotee. That is how he is lamenting. And then the conversation starts, and then Narad ji tells him about the 9 Yogeshwars who had landed up in the yagya of King Janak, King Nimi. And there King Nimi had said this mantra, this shlok, Durlabho Manuso Deho, after having seen the 9 Yogeshwars who are the sons of Rishabh Bhagwan. He had 100 sons. The eldest was Bharatji, and 9 sons had become Yogeshwars. They would roam about in the entire universe in a subtle form, and they have landed up in the Yagya. And King Nimi is very happy, is so respectful and offering obeisances to the 9 Yogeshwars. And he says this, that it is so rare to have the sight of a sage and pure devotees. So next slide will also be in the same series. Atyantikam chemam prichamo bhavato nagha sansare smin chanardopi satsanga shesadhir nirnam. Therefore, O completely sinless one, I ask you to kindly tell me what the supreme good is. After all, even half a moment's association with pure devotees within the world of birth and death is a priceless treasure for any man. So, first he says that human birth is very rare, and in human birth, to have the darshan of a sage a bona fide spiritual personality is very rare, and then having the desire to hear about the devotion and the leelas of the Lord is the most rare. And now they ask a question. So please tell us, in this age of Kali Yuga, the half a moment's association with pure devotees is also a priceless treasure for any man. So that is what is being described. And I think there may be another shlok in the next slide. Yes. So this was the ultimate conclusion. Yana sthaya naro rajan na pramadiyet karhichit dhavan nimilya vanetre na askhalen pate diha. O king, one who accepts this process of devotional service to the Supreme Lord will never experience miseries. Even while running with a blindfold, he will neither slip nor fall. So again, Maharaj's favorite shlok from Bhagavad Mahapuran, from the priceless conversation between King Nimi and the nine Yogeshwars. The nine Yogeshwars were Kavi Antariksh, Kavi Hari Antariksh, Prabuddh Pippalayan, Avirhotra Drumil, Chamasa Karbhajan. They were the nine Yogeshwars, sons of Bhagwan Rishabh. So one knowledge is imparted by first Yogeshwar Kavi, and then by Hari, and then by Antariksh, and each is like a thesis. It's like a PhD analysis of their spiritual science. So in that context, the Yogeshwar says that Dhavan Nimilya Netre, this path of devotion, the marg is so simple and so beautiful and so hassle-free that it is like somebody is running and he has a blindfold. Even though he is a blindfold and is running, he will not fall, he will not slip. That is the assurance given by the Lord for the one who traverses the path of devotion. Radhe Radhe. With that, we have completed the takeaways, we have completed the session. Now we have a few minutes to reflect on what we studied today. So over to Sri Vijay and everyone else to say whatever they wish to share. Radhe Radhe.
So I think it was a completely full pack session today, uh, because we learned about, I mean, my takeaway was we learned about the form of the Lord, like which will help us into Rup Dhyan, how to serve from Akrurji, like how to serve the Lord, and also your gems on different scents. So that is really motivating, and all this, picking the right shlokas and the key takeaways, that those are like the most important, which triggers, and then you also give a background of everything. So it's so nice. Thank you so much for doing that, Rajguru. With that, like I know, like we are over time. If anybody has anything like they want to quickly share.
Radhe Radhe Bhaiya. Akrurji's the whole Leela, the whole composition, everything was just so beautiful, so beautiful. I really sort of, out of all the characters in the Bhagavatam, I really enjoy each time we have, not only just this time, but any other time, if even Maharajji mentions any, or in any of the pads of Maharajji in Prem Ras Madhira, there is Akrurji's mention. I really, really enjoy that. Now, initially, you said something about what Maharajji, the two-line doha, Hari Guru Bhajanit Govind Radhe Bhav Nishkam Ananya Banade. You also mentioned this Radhe Radhe continuous jap. Now, not so easy to do, but yeah, each time you get distracted, you completely goes out of the window miles away. And then after a long gap, you remember, oh my God, I should have been doing that. Have you got any strategies to do?
Oh, you keep asking this question. I think you are very great in devotion. That is why you very earnestly seek the answer. But I can safely say that I'm in the same boat as you. So if it was easy, we would have all got the God realization. Maya is so strong that it doesn't let us remember the Lord continuously. So the recipe is we try. We keep Radha Rani at the back of our mind. So the meaning is when we are saying chant the name of Radha with every breath. So obviously when we are having a meeting in the office, we cannot be doing that. So it is like at the back, at the back of our mind, we have this sentiment that my Supreme Mother Radha Rani is there and she is in my every breath. But when we are free, then we can do it more prominently. We can meditate on the lotus feet of Radha Rani. It should not disrupt our normal duties, because as devotees we are supposed to be very much expert in whatever we do. We cook, we should be an expert cook. We go for a play, we should play very diligently. We should swim, we should swim very diligently. We should perform work in office very diligently. But this is a inside sentiment that my Supreme Mother Radha is in my every breath. So that is the meaning. Not we have to loudly chant. So that was the rule number one. And the rule number two is we don't hurt anyone by our words, by our gestures, by our words, by our thoughts. And number three, we consider that we are very lowly and very fallen, very sinful. And number four is even if we are facing insults and all, we remain energized from within and tolerate and overcome the challenges. These are the four rules Sri Maharaji talked about. Radhe Radhe.
Thank you, Bhaiya. Radhe Radhe.
Himadi.
Radhe Radhe Bhaiya, Radhe Radhe everyone. The name Akru, it has the emphasis
The one who
of
is kind.
crude, the one who is
The
kind.
one who is kind. The one who is not cruel. Krur
But
is
his
cruel
name
and
is
akrur
Akru.
is the opposite.
Okay, so Akru is kind, gentle, and then Akru is the opposite.
Yeah, krur is cruel and akrur is
Kuru
gentle
is
and
gentle, right? Got it.
yeah.
Okay, rather than and the
So
Jayanti mala that Krishna wears. What's the significance of this mala? Because I hear it being mentioned throughout.
yeah, because Sri Krishna also wears the peacock feather.
Ah,
Krishna also wears the costume mani. So each has
ah,
a story why
uh-huh,
Shri Krishna loves them so much. Krishna loves the cows.
right.
Krishna plays under the kadamba tree.
Mm-hmm,
So all these, there are stories. Even if you do Google, you will get to know so much about
yes,
Vajanti Mala. Krishna loves the nature, right? So he
yes.
plucks flowers and makes garlands, and so that's a signal to us to respect environment and save the environment. But we can talk about all these. We
Chalo.
can
Okay.
get some
Radhe,
more.
thank you.
I'm sure you will Google tonight
I
and
will, but
get
there's
to know
so
about
much
Vajanti
information
Mala.
that you never know what's genuine and not genuine. That's
Yeah, but you can. I think we have some discrimination to get the right information from. Yes.
ah,
So like I was reading in Wikipedia, so many things which are
mm,
written are very helpful. Like Akrur is a Yadav prince in Hinduism, best known for being the uncle of Krishna. He is the son of Swafalk and Gandhini, a daughter of the king of Kashi. So these are all good knowledge which helps if somebody wants to know exactly who Akrur ji is. Radhe Radhe.
Okay, Radhe Radhe, thank you.
I think we are almost time. Let's conclude.
I think Smita Di had
Smita Didi.
raised her hand. So just 30 seconds from her and then we can
राधे राधे
close.
भैया, बस
Radhe.
मैं 30 सेकंड से लूंगी भैया के इस पूरे कार्यक्रम में आप सबों ने सब कुछ जो कुछ भी शेयर किया, मुझे जो सूत्र मिला वो यही है कि हमारे गुरु, हमारे हरि और गुरु के भक्त और ये पूरी सृष्टि और प्रकृति, अगर हम इन सबों को सद्भाव और पूरी लगन से सुने, देखें और समझें तो हमारे से कोई गलती नहीं होगी। हम हमेशा इनके संसर्ग, इनके संपर्क में बने रहें और जो भी बीच बीच में हमारे उद्वेग आते हैं किसी दूसरे के भड़काने से, बोलने से या किसी भी तरह का जो मन में कलुषित भावना आती है, वो धीरे धीरे वो छन जाएगा, हटता जाएगा और हमारा एक सुंदर चरित्र उभरेगा इसमें से। तो सबसे महत्वपूर्ण बात जो है, हरि गुरु और उनके भक्त, ये प्रकृति और ये सृष्टि हमेशा अपने आप को इनके साथ जोड़े रखें प्रति क्षण, प्रति पल, और आप देखेंगे कि जो भी ये सांसारिक माया और दुर्भावनाएं हैं वो स्वतः समाप्त होने लगेंगी। राधे राधे।
Radhe Radhe. So wonderful. With that, बोलिए श्रीमद सदगुरु सरकार की जय, श्रीमद युगल सरकार की जय। जय जय श्री राधे, जय जय श्री राधे, जय जय श्री राधे।
राधे
राधे राधे।
राधे। जय श्री कृष्ण।
Jai Krishna.